Hi, I'm Justin.
I'm Rachel.
This is November 2016, week 2 of Wednesday Night Hop, level 1 Charleston.
Yes.
I did it.
And we're still doing ELEF, hence the stickers. So we did like a sticker thing this week. It doesn't matter. You weren't here. You don't care. Let's see. We did some groove walking around, sort of talking about the leading and following. So we said that followers are like responding to the movement given to them by the leaders, maybe like adding to it, maybe interpreting it, and we're using all of our follower senses. So we define those as like our eyes, so we can see what the leader is doing. We talked about using our arm, so if we're connected, you can see that this arm here is completely connected. I don't want to be hovering, because in this way I can get the most information from the leader. We talked about this arm on my back also as another signal. And then just like pulse, the music, things like that. So all of these cues are really good ways to be following your partner.
And so for leaders, we said that we're the movement initiators. And what that means isn't that we are making our partner do anything. We're merely asking and suggesting and doing it ourselves and saying, wouldn't it be cool if we walked around in a circle? And that was the first thing that we did. And then we walked around the other way or something, right? And so for leaders, since we've all done both roles, I think we've all had the experience as a follower of being able to smell our leader's fear and indecision. So leaders, we need to be confident in our own movement, even if we don't really feel that inside, act it out, without being forceful to our partners.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about that, tried to make those lines really clear. We did some exercises walking around. So if I'm leading, we walked forward, we walked backwards, and then we put this in a little pattern. So it looked like this. We went rock, step, 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 rock, step, step, step. We added kicks. It looked like rock, step, kick, step, rock, step, step. And then we try to differentiate between them. And we said some of the ways we can differentiate are in the amount of pulse in our body. So when we're kicking, we might have a bigger pulse. We might have more bounce. When we're walking, we might be smoother. We said that we might be a little more bent over when we're kicking, as opposed to when we're walking, we might be more upright. Anything else?
I think those are the big ones.
Yeah, those are the two big ones. Cool. And then we worked on our barn doors. Right? Anything else in between?
I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
So we worked on our barn door. So now Justin's leading.
So to review this move, this was the move that we introduced last week, and it looked like this. Ha, 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 hoo, ha. We'll show it from the back. So on the first thing that we suggested was that on 5, if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you notice I'm doing a couple things on 5. I'm moving my hand from here on my partner's back to my partner's close hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I kick away maybe a little bit more, and that allows me to sort of build up a torque in my body that I then use to go the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. So that was the first thing we did, is talked about thinking about the 5 as the key to this move. And then the second thing that we suggested was that when we go out, we want to get what Lindy Hoppers call a stretch. And so that means that we kick comfortably far away from our partner. Not so far that we're extended like that, that's not comfortable, but far enough that by kicking away, we create a spring tension in our arms. And we use that to come back together. The stretch helps us come back together. And we said you can't do this if when you're kicking away, your arms are up. Your arms have to be low. It's physically not possible. And what was the last thing that we suggested?
So the last thing...
kicking in place.
Yeah. So we did a little variation. So, recap. When we were walking around, we said we could walk as many times forward, as many times back, kick as many times forward, as many times back. So we took that idea and we put it in our barn doors. So I want to say that the barn doors is a specific pattern of kicking where we kick 1 to each side and then we switch 1 and switch. And we can actually change that by kicking as many times as we want to each side. So what that would look like is this. So now I'm leading. So it looks like this, 5, 6, 7. So we got the basic here. Right? We're going to move my hand to Justin's hip.
5.
And open. And we can stay here for as long as we want before we turn. Right? We could just do 1 like our normal barn doors, or we could stay out here. And then turn. Yeah, and some of the ways we did that was keeping our arm down here, leaders. So that helps keeping our body slightly turned away. And followers keeping that sort of tension here between our hands such that I'm sort of pushing forward and Justin's sort of pushing back.
And we said, if you screwed up, like here's the worst thing that happens, or I'm falling again. I'm like, oh no, I didn't do the right thing. Oh my gosh, this was still cool. And so like followers, don't stop dancing, and like sort of both partners, we'd like you to embrace these sort of chance opportunities. You've learned something new. Maybe you liked it, maybe you didn't.
Try again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks. See you next week.